as possible that may be asked, whether it's on a most of those questions should be answered on there. If conditional offer at the moment, for example, and you can't go to unconditional, say that, for example, your school or your university is, etc., let me know. There's a possibility that we can work with you on that to try and get your unconditional without, we're trying to compromise. We understand transcript. If you can't get that, let us know and we'll see what we can do. We've been able to accommodate some students already, which is good news, and we will be looking to accommodate you if we can. So don't time. In regards to any specific questions, is there any specific questions, just so I can, because I know that I might be going over things that you already know at the regarding the overall university reaction to COVID, which is obviously the blended learning. You hopefully should know that information already. There should have been comms from the university outlining going forward for September 2020. So I got a question in the chat. Is MSc Computer Forensics and MSc Cybersecurity? So computer forensics isn't, but I believe cybersecurity is. The easiest way to understand where a course is taught is if you go to if you're on the southwales.ac.uk website and you go at the top here to courses, and let's go down to computing. Let's go, all the undergraduate courses are at the top and all of the master's courses are at the bottom. Let's say we go down to forensics. Go in here, so 1 year course, September, Treforest. So that's taught at the campus in Wales. That's our main campus. If I go back and I go up again to computing and I go down to cybersecurity, there we go. So 1 year Treforest, so the UK, and 1 year Dubai. So we've got it on both campuses, UAE and UK. So it's good news with that. That's the best way to understand the courses. Just to give you an idea as well, I just posted this in the chat just now. If you're on the university website, we've got our COVID response here. But if you go to international at the top, we've got our international applicants frequently asked questions. I recommend going on this because you'll be able to have a look at all the queries possible. So travel restrictions, applying to USW, will you consider my application still? Things about scholarships, accepting offers, to making deposits, CAS number, exams and results, accommodation. Everything should be on here, including the overall general update as well, which is saying that we will do the blended learning option. So all of that's included in there. Everything is quite concise and detailed. The other thing I recommend doing, as I mentioned earlier, is if you go to the USW Africa page on Facebook, it's USW, so facebook.com/USW Africa. You'll be able to go on there, and I'm putting all the updates on you as well. So as mentioned, we're going to have labs, workshops, creative studios. We plan to run as many of these on campus as possible. But for the first term, we'll be delivering our lectures virtually. So that is the blended learning approach. But all of our other updates are on here as well. I'm often doing webinars on here. I run sessions on Dubai, if you're interested in Dubai, which is a fairly new campus for us. And I generally do webinars about once a week on here that I know many of the people I've interacted with when I put this on here yesterday about this talk today. But you can send me a message on here anytime and I will get back to you fairly quickly. But I think that's the best. But you've got the international side of the website as well. So I've had a question regarding the computer forensics course. Are there any other questions about CASs or visas, or just let me know. You can put something in the chat function down below and I'll read out the question to everybody. one quarantine in the UK. I'm obviously not qualified to talk about that, but I think one of the things we're looking at is basically getting rid of quarantine for certain countries. Let's see how the next few months progress, but I wouldn't worry too much about that for now. We're in June time. We're still fair. We'll keep you up to date on that. And so will UNICEF. They're obviously on the ball, working with many partners across the UK. Another question we're getting is regarding accommodation. Cardiff is the capital, as you probably know, and it's the number one city in the UK for affordability. So that means that you will get accommodation cheaper in Cardiff than anywhere else in the UK. So we have many students paying £200 a month, 250, 275, 300. The most expensive, but those students are living in basically the best flat or house in Cardiff you can imagine. Whereas in other cities like London, it will start from about 600 and it'll go up to like 2,000, 3,000. Cardiff, so I know the city quite well and I live in the city now. One of the reasons I work here is because it's such good value for money. So as a student, your accommodation costs should not be too high. And so as anywhere in the UK, that's a question I get often. Is it does have a good reputation, Cardiff, but we're now number one in the whole UK for living costs. Patricia, can I start online in September and then join the course in January? We're looking at this option at the moment because we understand that there are probably going to be some students on campus for September. So yes, we are looking at that. I think you might have seen the UK VI Home Office announcement the other day about post-study work and arriving by April at doing this. So you'll be able to start the course online and join on campus later on. That's not 100% confirmed yet, but that's something we're looking at. And I think every university in the UK is looking at that. From this September to next year, Feb 21, I would ask you to keep your offer for September for now because we're in June time. So I would probably maybe wait until August, see what the situation is like in August. If you want to defer then to February for whatever reason it may be, financial, then yes, we can look at helping you defer. I always say to students, because we're so far away from September at the moment, we're 3-4 months away, it's actually best keeping your offer for September for now and seeing what happens because things are happening very quickly at the moment. Seeing the number of cases in the UK at the moment, they've come down so much. And in actual fact, I think there's only 900 new cases in the UK yesterday, which is amazing news. UK is making amazing progress. I would hold your offer for now. And if you get to August time and you think, Joe, I want to defer, then you can do so. I've got a question on CAS as well. So if you didn't hear it earlier, if you've paid a deposit and you're waiting for your CAS process as early as this week, I've heard from the university this morning that it could be as early as this week in the next few days, hopefully. So you'll be invited to the process, you fill out a form, you provide and they've matured over 28 days and there'll be a few more questions. Once you've answered those questions, we give you a CAS. So hopefully very, very soon with that. I've had a few people asking me WhatsApp. I know that some people these days prefer to keep in contact on WhatsApp opposed to email. So I'm just going to type in my WhatsApp now to the chat below. problem, because I understand that, I think with emails are often a bit slow. They're not the easiest to write. And I think with WhatsApp, it's instant. If they give me a what, so just remember 4 in front and 7795 612 620. If you enter that on WhatsApp, you'll find me. And if we have a USW Uganda, if you're not in that chat, let me know and I can add you to that chat, because there's some good conversations going on with students in that chat about USW. All US common questions being asked in there, and I can help answer them. So I can help answer this afternoon. So how long can an application take? I mean, some people upload their application and they get an offer in like 3 or 4 days. I mean, I would say 2 to 3 days is like the earliest. There are some courses that have to be referred to faculty. Absolutely perfect. It could be wonderful, but it has to be referred to faculty anyway. Some students worry actually. They go, "Oh, it's been a week and I haven't got an offer. I haven't heard anything. Is that bad?" It's just the fact that at universities, certain courses have to be given to the faculty for the faculty to make a decision. So if you can just message me on WhatsApp afterwards, and I think I might have spoken to you before, I can look your application up and find exactly where it is on our system. I try to give students updates within an hour. If you WhatsApp me, I try to give it within an hour to let you know where are we in the stage of looking at it, as much detail as I can give you anyway. What I do, Gloria, is maybe give you an idea if we need any more documents from you, or yeah, I can let you know what the best way forward is. One thing I should add as well is everyone here is UNICEF will be copied into all the emails regarding offers, so they can be there to help you. They'll be up to date. It makes the whole process so. Partner UNICEF is there essentially in the communication loop at all times. Any further questions, guys? And just for those who've maybe joined slightly late, again, the best place to go for all updates. If you go to international, we got our FAQ page here, COVID-19 International. Running a blended learning approach to study in September. So lectures online, labs, workshops, most of them, some of them will be taught in person. This is the full state. finding that very, very happy with this news. I think we had certain students fearing that the entire got another question in the chat. If for any case I defer my studies, will this affect the tuition fee plus the scholarship? No, because if you defer from September to say February, it's in the same academic year, so the tuition fee will be the same, and so will your scholarship. But as discussed, if I were you, I would not be looking at deferring right now because there's no benefit to deferring. You're just delaying your studies, basically. I would advise if you are considering deferring, which most are not. Most students are very happy coming this September. That's what we're finding. I think 80 to 90% of students I speak to are very, very happy with the approach that we are doing. But considering deferring, I would maybe wait until August time before making your mind up final, because there's no real advantage to deferring in June. We're still quite a distance away from September. That's what I've been advising students anyway. I think that's probably the most sensible approach. No worries, yeah. But let me know if you want to have a chat about that. Available on WhatsApp anytime to discuss your situation, because I understand that it could be numerous reasons for wanting to defer. It could be financial. It could be a variety of reasons. Right. So your reason is to do with the pandemic. Yeah, I totally get that. I think what we found is that for most people who are applying to university, education is not something that they necessarily want to delay. And I think the blended learning approach is a very, very good approach in the circumstances. The fact that you're doing virtual, but also some of the course in person, I think is probably the best case scenario in this moment in time. And that's only for term one as well. That's only term one that's been announced for. So I think most students are very happy with that approach, considering the circumstance that we are in. So could you also share some light on the post graduate? Um, Alicia, do you want me to?
Sorry, Joe, I don't know if it's your internet connection or mine, but I completely missed that.
This is a scheme that's been well UK. I 2-year post-study work scheme coming in. It will have to go through Parliament, and it's likely to go through Parliament in the next few months. But yes, 2 years. Online, as long as you join the university by April 2021, I believe, I think that's the month, you will still be able to be eligible to apply for let me just find that for you now. Here we go. I'll just share my screen briefly. So the Home Office confirmed that international students will remain eligible for post-study work rights upon graduating if they begin or continue their studies online in the 2021 academic year. So great opportunity if you stay in the UK after your studies, get a good job, earn some good money, and earn some invaluable working experience, but also life experience. I think that's one of the great things about coming to university. Sit you for the rest of your life then. Do we there'll be messages on that when we have updates, but also the Facebook page, facebook.com/USW Africa. I will post updates in there whenever I get them regarding Do we have any more questions, guys? They are there to ensure it's an easier process for you. It's incredibly important to use Uniserve. Do not make any decisions without consulting them. They should be there for you in the entire process. As mentioned earlier, I've seen students who have had agent partners in the so much more, especially the visa stage. That's the stage where people can potentially trip up slightly, but Uniserve will ensure you have the smoothest, easiest process in the world, and that you're doing everything you can do. I don't know if you want to add anything, Alicia or Raheem?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks, Joe. I've been in and out with the internet, but I think it was a really useful session. I've recorded the entire thing, so anyone who didn't catch it from the beginning or anyone who missed out, I'll post it up on YouTube. But thanks again for hosting it. We really appreciate your time. And we hope to see everyone at Uniserve soon.
Alicia, thanks Raheem, and thanks for everyone attending. And you've got the WhatsApp, you've got the Facebook group, and you've also got Uniserve there to make it the easiest process in the world and to guide you through it. So thank you so much.